Hey, everybody. Listen, it's Wednesday, and we're doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm sorry, I was chewing a little something. Okay, forgive me, but it's Wednesday. We're doing our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to let everybody know. I know a few of you kept saying, "Where's Denzel? Where's Denzel? Where's Denzel?" I text him. He texts me back. All is well, okay? He just needs a little bit of time. So thank God Denzel is fine, okay? So he's doing okay. So listen, guys, it's Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. But before we get into the recap, child, the YouTube trees is smoking hot. They need to call the fire department, okay? You got the story. For all of y'all that's a Tasha K, y'all got part of the app, report back to me. I'm not a member of the app, okay? But report back to me. Let me know. I think the video dropping as we speak, okay? With this brother Bilal, who is a hot flaming mess. Nobody's your friend these days. I promise you that. This is absolutely insanely crazy. Like, nobody's your friend. How you rock with somebody for 40 years, and you going to be in these streets telling stuff about them? Where they do that at? But anyway, that's what's going down with that. And then KeKe Palmer's mom, Sharon Palmer. Sharon got a mouth on her. But we probably going to talk about that tomorrow night in Trending Topics. Sharon got a mouth on her. Yes, she does. She got a mouth on her. And honey, you know, we're going to see how this case goes down and how everything ends up. Shout out to Armand Wiggins. And come on now, this KeKe and Will Smith is a mess. Shout out to Armand Wiggins and whoever else had that audio. It's messy. You gotta listen to it. That mother got a mouth on her. But we're going to carry on because this is Love and Marriage Huntsville night. And listen, people, welcome into the building. Hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button for the diva. Now we open up. Let me tell you something. You know, Carlos King hit the jackpot. Yes, he did. He hit the jackpot with with the Fletchers. Now, the Fletchers been around for a long time on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I almost want to say it's not from the beginning, at least by second season, right? They've been around for a minute, though. But they really didn't have a big role like they have now. Well, honey, the Fletchers is what he need. Because Nell, she about the mess. She the bone carrier, okay? Yes, she is. And you know, like I said, they need to have a reality awards show. Because the bone collectors, okay? There have been several across these reality TV shows. Sheree was one of the best, okay? Sheree from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But honey, Nell is about to take the torch. Yeah, Yeah, they fun, messy, and real. You better come on, Latasha. Yes, they are. The Fletchers are a piece of work. Well, really now. Ooh, yeah, Tasha K trying to play Cardi B that for $1 million, but you know what? This ain't the way to do it. How does Tasha K, 1 week she crying, she zen, she turning over a whole new leaf. She care about Cardi B, she love Cardi B, but then now she's targeting the next celebrity out there to bring them down. Child, bye. I cannot. But we'll maybe talk about that in Trending Topics tomorrow. Tiffany. Tiffany Whitlow. We'll get into Tiffany. As you know, Stormi goes and meets up with Tiffany. And that's a whole situation right there. I don't know what Tiffany end game is. And Tiffany seemed so sweet when she came over here. But she beyond messy. She's beyond messy. And I would like to say, who needs a check that bad? But we'll carry on. Michael, is today your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Michael. All right, happy birthday. All right, so Melody has her name change party, okay? And I think that was her song that she was walking down the aisle to. I like it. So again, if they did a award show, when it comes to throwing an event, Sheree and Melody will be in the runnings to win that award. Yeah, y'all can let me know who else. But when you talk about throwing an event, Sheree know how to throw an event now. She gonna spend that money. Sheree has spent $50,000 to show us, give us on the show on the TV. Okay, and yeah, this Melody name change event, that yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, ain't that something? Nobody was invited. That's because you know what? Who is she really rocking with on that show? But where was KeKe? Why wasn't KeKe there? I noticed that. The only one that was there was what's the darn name? Nell. Yeah, where was KeKe? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. I see you, Don. Yeah, Melody is fine. She's gorgeous. But you said you got a little more about to say about that. I know you do. I know you do. Oh, Dorit, you know what, Emmanuel? You right. You right. Dorit does know how to throw an event. Yes, she does. She sure does. Okay. Come on, talk about it now. All right now. Stormi and the COO or the CFO. Let me tell you something. Stormi could have her own show called Canvas Beauty. Okay, Canvas Beauty. She can. Because she could talk about how she started that thing from the ground up. How she almost lost it all and then came in this COO and helped her out. Stormi got a story to tell. I don't want to, all this other nonsense. No, Stormi got a story to tell. Come on now, Team Fletchers. Come on now. They missing out. Carlos King and all of these reality TV shows, they so busy thinking all we can relate to is the mess that they missing out on some great stories. Let's get this Stormi story on the TV because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that need to know a little something. Stop with the mess. But we'll talk about it. You know, and then Nell and Chris had the family dinner. Whoa! You better give me a whoa, whoa, whoa in that chat. That family dinner, the Fletchers about to shut the TV down. Now that's real. Because they didn't get the memo yet that you're supposed to lie about your life. So they at that family dinner. That family dinner is about to give us the real. It's going to give us reality TV. It's going to give us what we've been waiting for. Because she said, we're not a blended family. We're a family. Okay, then the family trickles in. Honey and that daughter by her husband. She said, I ain't going to sit at this table if y'all going to be lying. Honey, then she left with her boyfriend. She left. And we going to see next week. He going to tell her to go ahead and pull off. Because she said, you a lie, daddy. You ain't care about me. You ain't come back into my life till I was 28. Because when you got your new wife now, you ain't care about me. Oh, child. It's going to be a show. Hey, Fletchers, we love y'all. Thank y'all for giving us a show. Oh, that's her husband. Well, come on now. Thank you, Major, for the update. I didn't realize that. Yeah, her husband. Her husband got in that car. She told her daddy that, yeah. Oh, the son-in-law. Okay, come on now. Yeah, that son-in-law came to eat and protect his wife. Because he knew his wife was about to go into the lion's den. Because everybody was at that table talking, and Nell told her, shut up. Who, child, they're going to give us a show? They're going to give us a show. All right, y'all. But I need to board this train because we got stuff to talk about. What do I need in that chat, people? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's Wednesday night, and we are talking. Yeah, Nell is something with that mouth. We are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come on now. Can we get a what? A choo-choo. Now I'm about to board this train so the people could come in here and talk. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, in my opinion, the Dawn.
What up? What up?
Hello.
Back in the building.
Hey, Diva. Choo choo.
Come on now.
Let me just say a couple things real quick, Diva.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
I want to say that I'm so glad to be back with my best friend tonight, and I did miss her for the last 2 weeks. My computer broke, so I couldn't really help her. There's a couple of days I did it on my phone, but I couldn't do it on my phone anymore because the screen was a little bit too small. So I did miss you for 2 weeks, Dave, and I'm so glad to be back. And I hope that I see everybody tomorrow night in the chat for my show with the Juice Radio Talk Show at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Dustin, or 6 o'clock?
Eastern Standard Time. It's my clock is Central Time, so
Okay, got you.
her time is Juice time is different, but my clock is 5 o'clock my time. I'm on Central Standard Time, so
Okay, so
yeah.
6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. I hope I got that right. Over there at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Go see Dustin.
I missed y'all very much. I missed y'all very much for the last 2 weeks.
We missed you back. All right, so hold on, Dustin. Everybody, hold on tight. Let me get this scene out. Okay, let's talk about this scene. Everybody just mute themselves while I talk about this scene real quick, and we're gonna go around and we gotta talk about it, okay? So Nell and Chris Fletchers, the Fletchers went out dancing. They went out dancing. And you know what I like now? She feisty, she cute, okay? Yeah, so they went out dancing, and she told, but Nell, she a little messy. Listen, ladies, be careful how you tell your husbands or your significant other a story, because you don't want them out in these streets fighting and it ain't really wasn't nothing, okay? Because she's sitting there telling her husband about when Martell came over and how Martell pissed her off. And he like, what do I got to talk to him? What happened? Okay. And, she talked about Mel's, name changing party, how she going to go, and how Martell wanted them to pick a side. And she said they wasn't going to pick sides because they know both of them. Come on with the Fletchers on your picture, the Don. Holler at the Fletchers, y'all. Okay. So she was there talking about that and said, yeah, we going to the party. And she said, thank you for taking me dancing. All right. And she said, if you ever divorce me, I'm keeping my name because I earned it. She said she earned being a Fletcher. Okay. Come on now. Then we got Tiffany going over there to the shop or whatever. And Stormy met her there so that she can buy some thank you gifts for the people that helped her with that. What was she call it? The baby, come see baby Ace. Now, I wouldn't be buying none of them thank you card, because that come see baby Ace was lackluster. It did not hit the mark. And I don't remember really seeing Ace. Next time you better call Sheba Sheree if you want to know how to introduce the baby to the people. Okay, decorations wasn't up, but you know what? She's doing the right thing because you're supposed to say thank you. Okay, so I'll let her go. But her and Stormy's telling her, I don't like the way you moving with KeKe. And Stormy going back and forth. Stormy goes in and out. 1 minute, Stormy big and bad. She telling somebody, don't do that. Don't do that. Then the next minute, Stormy got tears falling down her eyes. Now, I like Stormy for different reasons, but I'm going to need her to figure out which one she doing. Are you tough, girl? Or what's going on here? Okay? All up in Tiffany's face. And Tiffany, she tough with who she want to be tough with, right? Because Stormy broke her down. First, she was all, going one toe-to-toe. Then when Stormy told her don't do that, she broke her all the way down. You want to be the moderator of this conversation between me and KeKe? No, Tiffany, if you that girl and you don't want to talk to KeKe, don't talk to KeKe. Yeah, I don't need no moderator. You didn't like what I said about her? Then, oh well, that's on that. Then you deal with that. But Tiffany broke down. Because Tiffany's all over the place too. She don't know what she want to do, when she want to do it, and how she want to do it. But in case they don't think we notice, I kind of noticed that Big Lou ain't really for the show no more. In my opinion, Big Lou, you barely seeing him. And when you do see him, the scenes they ain't all really lovey-dovey.
Come on.
Okay, they not. So I'm just like, Big Lou, he's kind of giving me a Juan Dixon and Robin vibes. So I'm not feeling right, but I'm gonna sit back and wait because my feelings could be off. But I'm like, I'm not feeling this right now. And now look what you did to yourself, Tiffany. Okay? Yeah, he didn't want that baby. Big Lou didn't want that baby. But the baby, Ace is cute and he's here, so Big Lou got to deal with it because he left a deposit to contribute to that baby. So whether he wanted it or not, he didn't speak up. And he left his deposit, so now Ace is here. He got to deal with it. But I tell you what, see, I would listen to my husband, and you got the 2 big kids that's about to be out in college, and y'all could have been running the streets all around the world. But now you got little Ace, Tiffany, so you got to deal with it. Yeah, Big Lou doing his basketball, he making his money. And ain't that son where Juan is the basketball coach and all of that too, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm getting Robin Dixon and Juan vibes from Big Lou and Tiffany. Okay? But anyway, okay. That means Diva Lou at least likes Tiffany, unlike Juan, who can't stand Robin. That's facts. That's facts. I ain't going to disagree with you. That's facts. So we'll talk about those 2 scenes there. Yeah, let's talk about those 2 scenes. Leo, what's your thoughts? And then the Fletchers went dancing, and then Tiffany and Stormy's conversation.
Okay, so look, was it me or did they go to the reflections and nobody was there? Do they own the reflections, or did they schedule the place, during like a weekday when they really closed? I found that a little odd. I found it odd.
I think it's the latter. They scheduled it when it was closed, so they wouldn't have to get all them sign-offs.
Okay. Okay. So, anyway, so that was that. It's cute, whatever. Her conversation with her husband about the situation with Martell, I think she had the conversation for the cameras because the situation happened on camera. I don't really feel like, because she handled her business. That's one thing I always would tell my man with things, we talk about things that will happen, and I would let him know, I handled it. So, it's not a thing, don't get upset. I handled it. This is how it ended. We good. Mm-hmm. So, and she didn't really play it like that. She let him know he raised his voice. Well, she raised her voice too. So it ain't like she was no shrinking violet. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to go to Stormi and Tiffany. I found this conversation interesting. Mm-hmm. I really found it interesting. If Stormi was trying to impress upon Tiffany that I'm here to have this conversation so you and KeKe can stop shading each other, mm-hmm. in a way, it was seeming to me, I don't know if this was the edit, but it seems as though to me that Tiffany was missing it. So I don't know if Tiffany and Stormi have had their own private conversations about KeKe where they was dragging KeKe, because it kind of seemed like Tiffany was like, what's happening? Are you changing sides on me? I thought what I was saying was a we thing. Now you making it seem like a me thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. That mm-hmm. I kind of felt like that the way, and it might have been the edit, it might have been the edit, but I really did see it as Tiffany was like, I said what I said. I feel like KeKe is not the type of person that we need to be associated with. I feel like we're better than KeKe, and Stormi let her know that's not a real thing. We all are the same. Nobody's better than anybody. And Tiffany seemed genuinely puzzled. But when Tiffany seemed genuinely puzzled. But when Stormi tried to let her know, okay, you need to watch your words and let's sit down and talk about this, okay. Then Stormi kind of did a little rah shish boom ba on her, like don't say that, mm-hmm, don't do that. Mm-hmm, and Tiffany got right back in line. So I'm not quite. It was interesting. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I'm really not quite sure what makes Stormi so connected with KeKe. I'm not sure.
Her best friend.
They besties?
No, her best friends was on drugs, really bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, whatever. All righty. And what was the third scene?
No, we just did those 2 scenes.
Oh, okay.
E, your thoughts?
Hey. So I know I'm going to be in the minority,
Oh,
and that's fine. I'm going to stand my ground, and I'm
okay.
gonna mute myself after,
Oh,
so
shoot.
everyone can have their opinion. I
Okay. Well, hold on now. Let me sit up. Go ahead now.
I
Uh-huh.
really do not like Nell at all.
Oh,
I think Nell is out there dancing in her too little dress, her too small shoes, and her too heavy wig. With that husband, listen, I was looking at that scene, and when they sat down to talk, and Nell told that husband of hers, Martell told me I have to pick a side, but I'm not picking sides. I sat there looking at the screen like, oh, really?
mm,
It looks like Nell has already chosen a side and she's team Mel. And it's nothing wrong with that because I can
right,
see her bonding. They're ladies.
right.
Okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But you're not going to make me believe that Nell and Martell have some deep platonic friendship that both of their lives will be negatively impacted if either of them quit speaking to the other. It's complete bull. But one thing I will say I noticed about Nell in this scene, Nell is dangerous
Oh,
and is boisterous, strong-willed, and fiery, for lack of a better word, as she is, just as fast as someone can say choo-choo. Nell tried to flip it and play damsel in distress and
yeah.
told Chris that Martell got loud with her and that she felt uncomfortable. That is dangerous. Nell put a battery in Chris's back, and she is very, very, very dangerous. Listen, I am a woman's woman. I get up here all the time, and people see how I feel about certain things. But believe me, I
Mhm.
have been in some situations that have made me feel uncomfortable. But from what I saw on the television, Martell never violated Nell's space. He never called her out of her name, and
That's
he
right.
didn't put his hands on her. I don't think Martell did anything wrong in that scene, especially if Nell and Martell are such close friends as she tried to allude to initially, that I'm not going to choose sides. If that's the case, what I saw were two friends getting into a semi-heated debate where both of their volumes got a little raised, and
Mhm,
both of them walked away. For
mhm.
Nell to then weaponize her gender and make it, oh, this man is coming to me and he's talking crazy to me, and telling Chris this in a way where it could result in Chris going to Martell and things escalating even further when it doesn't have to. She's full of garbage, is what she is. Crazy lying old woman. Oh, and last thing, Stormy versus Tiffany. I'm Team Tiffany on this.
Mhm.
Stormy is so inarticulate and biased to KeKe. I'm not even going to waste my energy. Dr. Love did say that, and I didn't make that connection prior to, but thank you, Dr. Love, for saying that. The connection is Stormy has a friend who is on drugs, however, or formerly on drugs. She's a recovering addict. But I didn't like when and I could get this wrong, and maybe somebody will correct me when they start speaking. When Stormy was recounting the quotes from KeKe on the Carlos King show, but she was flipping it and making it into her own words. And then she closed it out by saying, I'm not going to go verbatim, but that's what you said. Then Messi Carlos showed the flashback. That's not what Tiffany said. She may have alluded to that, but that's not what she said. And Stormy is simply in her feelings. I don't think it's just because she has a friend who's recovering. I think it's also because Tiffany threw out an elitist boomerang, and that hit Stormy in a
Stormy.
way, because Stormy, people often correlate her with being unintelligent based upon how she speaks, although she is very accomplished. So when Tiffany asked Stormy if she was Team KeKe, Stormy said, no, I like the both of you. No, Stormy should have said just what it is. I am Team KeKe, and she needs to keep it 100 and just say that 100 always means 100. And to me, that's just like with Nell. Come out and say your Team Melody and leave it at that. 100 always means 100.
Well, boom. You said that right there. Boom. And yes, who said it? Major said, Martell even said as he was driving off, I love you now. He sure did say that. She was being messy when she was recapping that story to her husband. That I will definitely say. Juanita, your thoughts?
Okay, on the scene when they were in the club or the bar or whatever,
Uh-huh.
drinking, I'm like, now the dress was a little too, looked like it was a little too small, looked like she was trying to put Birmingham in Bessemer. But she a twisted story to her husband about her and Martell because both of them was raising their voices. One didn't get any louder than the other. One didn't cuss no louder than the other. It was the same. So she should have just told us straight. Now I like her because she's like she messy, but she let me see, how would you describe her? Like a low-key messy, try to be anyway. But yeah, she shouldn't have went to her husband like that because now he want to go off on Martell, and that's gonna cause a whole nother problem. And as far as Tiffany and Stormy, well, I'm glad Stormy is gonna, get the two of them to sit down, her and KeKe. I do feel like she's more towards KeKe because of the fact of what she went through with her friend. So, that's really why. And I think she would try to help KeKe in any way, that she could. But that's all I have to say about those two things.
Thank you, Juanita. Don, you're up.
Yo, I'm over here dying. Too heavy wig and trying to put yeah, man. I'm over here dying. But I think that I am team the Fletcher family. The chaos of that dinner, I know we're gonna get to it later, but it was real reality.
Yes.
And I could just see, we'll get to that later, but I couldn't find a picture with the whole family in it. But I don't think that Nell was talking specifically and elusively about Martell only. I think that when she was describing the cheating and taking accountability,
she's talking to her husband.
She was talking to her husband.
Yeah, I caught that.
And
come on.
And she was like, you need to take accountability and not try to make excuses and not do this and not do that. And then he said, well, and then the scene is like they edited whatever he said out. I was like, he said something, but we didn't hear what he said. I was like, I wanted to hear what he said back to her, but it was like he was agreeable to everything that she said. So I think that she was speaking more off of experience about when her husband cheated on her rather than Martell and Mel. Trying to let him know, don't try this again, Negro, because we're gonna be in this same situation they're in right now, and I'm keeping my last name.
That part. No, I caught that. Yes, I agree with you.
And I am team Tiffany when it comes to this Tiffany and KeKe situation. Tiffany made it extremely clear, I don't want to be around someone who can't keep their composure. We've all seen and experienced watching the TV that, when you're being ignored, you go off. So how can we sit here and have a conversation without you losing it? So if I say something to you disrespectfully, you're gonna throw a brick because you threw liquid the last time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep my distance. And everything she said was absolutely, I agree with her. I'm not going to put myself in that situation with her because she can't control herself right now. And it's not that she's better than her. She's just protecting herself. That's kind of what I got from it. But Stormy, she just wants, I guess she wants everybody to get along. And like it was said, she's had this friend that, has gone down this road and maybe or is coming out on the other side of it, but everybody ain't your friend. And everybody has different paths of coming out on the other side. While your friend may be at step 12, KeKe may be at step 3.
That's facts. Come on now.
So you can't compare the two.
Right.
So let KeKe be on her own journey and stop rushing her ahead. They'll get to their conversation, but I'm I'm glad that, well, that's next week, but yes, but just don't try to rush people who aren't agreeable, who's having these heated moments to, try to sit down and talk, because it's either going to go really good or really bad.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Right. She can't compare the two because everybody's journey is definitely different. Yeah, I like your assessment on the Fletchers at that table because I really agree with that too. Because remember when she was on the step with Martell, she said you and Chris. She said Chris included. So although she might have verbally forgiven Chris for his infidelities, the pain is still stinging her in the side. Because every chance she can get to kind of let that out, she lets it out.
Every time.
Every time. In my opinion, your thoughts on those two scenes?
Diva. Let me tell you something. Okay, the Nell that you're seeing is the real Nell. Okay, she starts the mess and hides her hands. First of all, it was no reason for you to even get him started. We all know Martell is not over Mel. So why in the world would you even tell him about her event? If she wanted him to know, she would have told him.
Right.
That's you being messy. You want to keep the drama going because that's who you really are. And as far as Tiffany and Stormy, I like Stormy, but I am on Tiffany's side because here's the thing, okay? First of all, Tiffany had a point. If you do this to your cousin, ain't no telling what you do to me. So I'm not gonna give you a chance to do me like that, okay? So right. Yeah, I can't trust nobody that I can't even, put hands on.
All righty. Thank you. My opinion. Dr. Love, your thoughts?
Okay, so for the first scene that we're talking about, the Fletchers. For me, when she was telling her story to her husband, it seemed like she was, how could I put it? They was a little KeKe about it. Like it seemed like it was, unless I'm gonna have to watch it again, some type of smirks going on. So that's why I didn't take it like serious, or that she was being serious trying to gaslight her husband or get her husband in what's his name, I guess, into it. That's not what I took from it. So and then not Mel, what's her, Fletcher, she is, yeah, she real to me. She real and she raw, and she a pure mess. She is a pure mess in every which way there is. And I can notice when, what is his name, Carlos have put a battery in her back, vice versa, her being real. But most of like these scenes, she's real and raw and funny and the whole 9 yards. So, and I believe her and Martell is real friends. I believe that they all are really close and real friends because of him being in his house so long. So that right there tell me what that friendship is like. Because Mel seemed like, not, I keep calling this lady Mel, Fletcher. I'm gonna call her Miss Fletcher. She seemed like that one that'll go over to that house in a whole minute and say some stuff to Martell about getting out. And then with Stormy and what is her name? Why do I forget these people's names? Tiffany. Okay, with Stormy and Tiffany. I guess I'm on both of their team because the one thing I don't like how Tiffany put things, I don't know if she can word things right. I don't know if she's messy to me, but she tried to act as if she give me this persona that I'm better than KeKe. We are better than KeKe. That's the only thing I don't like that Tiffany says. Far as you protecting yourself around KeKe, yeah, but KeKe has that smoke for her cousin. And that goes back years upon years upon years. So Tiffany, I know y'all get into it here and there, but I don't see KeKe going in on you like she do or will do Tisha and that Marceau. I just don't see it. And then just a comment on Lou. I feel like they're in a bad place. And Lou, like, I'm not about to get on this TV playing phony. Some people just don't do that in their relationships. I'm not going to no barbecues, nothing. I'm not doing no phoniness. So, you go and do your TV show. So that's what I feel. That's it.
I think you might have hit the nail on the head with that. So thank you. All right, so we'll go
Lou
ahead.
was out of town. You know, he do basketball. They was traveling out of town.
Yeah, he did. They did say that. But you can't call them on the phone. You know, normally they could find some ways to fit the person in on the scene. But
yeah, and they been fitting him in, and he had that AAU team, that baseball team. Yeah, and he been on this show.
Yeah, but he just came the head coach. He was the assistant coach. He the head coach now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hear all that, but I do still feel like they could fit them in, but we'll carry on, right? We'll see what happens with Big Lou at the end of the day, and if he makes it to the reunion. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Melody name change, party. It was a nice setup. It was different. Mama spoke. But I noticed the only person from the cast that was there were the Fletchers, nobody else. So that was interesting to me because I was just saying to myself, why couldn't I? Well, KeKe is flaky with KeKe showing up anywhere. But what about what is her name? Why is her name slipping my mind right now? Not Tisa, because her and Tisa is not at the best spot, but Kimmy. Why not invite Kimmy? I don't know. And Tiffany. Why not invite Tiffany? I don't know. I know her and Stormi don't speak, but it was interesting that, the only person that was at the party was the Fletchers. So thank God Nell was team Melody, or Melody wouldn't have had not a cast member at that name change party. And she looked amazing. She looked amazing. Melanie, hands down, is gorgeous. And that's that with that party. Now, Stormi and her COO. I love that scene. Just very real, very authentic. And I think what Stormi problem is, what happens to a lot of first generation people gaining their wealth. The whole family leech onto you, and they suck you dry. And they don't care if they steal from you, rob from you, beg you for your last dime. So she pretty much said when she was on bed rest, they was forging her name, stealing her money. She almost lost it all, even her house. I also think, here's the thing, people, you cannot become a social worker, housing, and all of that when you have your come up, for lack of a better word. Because then the people don't know when to stop.
That's true.
They don't know when to stop. And so she said this girlfriend that was, bad with the drugs was babysitting her child. No, find you a perfect stranger nanny. Once you start hiring these friends and family, nothing goes right from there, because they had no problem calling you up and they wouldn't do it for a normal job. Oh, I got to go over here today. I'm not going to make it. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, they come late, and they would never do that on a regular job. But because they working for you, they're going to show up late, half show up, half work, and act like they always doing you a favor, even though they getting paid. They want the most and they do the most. No, I'm good. No, thank you. I'll figure this out on my own, and I'll hire a perfect stranger. And thank God the COO, whatever, stepped in and is helping her out. And I think that, Stormi is very sensitive, because I think it's through all the stuff she's been through and gone through throughout her life. And she shows real tears when she's crying. And I just really wish that she would get to tell her canvas story, because that's the story to tell right there. I really know I'd love to know how her and her husband met, got together, all of that, because that's the story right there. Because those two seem to be a perfect match. They really do. Not too many men. There's not too many men that would be able to, and I'm not saying this in a shady way, guys, stand in the shadows and help their wife fulfill her dream and be there for her unconditionally. Ain't too many men out there that can do that. And I think these two are great together. And I really wish that we can see more of that story and not the foolery. It was a great scene, and she's about to throw a 5-year party because it is the 5th year anniversary of Canvas. And she is right. There's not too many business that make it to the 5-year mark. So holla at Stormi in Canvas Beauty. I'm happy for her and I'm rooting for her. And I do think that this show is not a good fit for her and her business, especially like the guy said, they want to be, they're guaranteed selling $10 million a month. Get off that show. And I never was telling anybody to get off a show and stop their check, but she don't need this show. She should be on a different type of show. That's just my opinion. And she can have a show of her own. And matter of fact, you can simply call the show Canvas Beauty. But those are my thoughts, and I'm going to move on to the next scene. This scene with the Fletchers in the house, yo, Nell is always on one. You could tell she's always hyped up. And I think now she's loving the cameras, and the cameras are loving her back. Because she cooked that dinner, and she said, I cooked that dinner. And when the people walked through the door, she was ready. She was ready for the niece. How you doing? You got a job? Or why you didn't tell me you got fired? Well, what's the difference between that job and this job now? Oh, you didn't have babysitting, but you got babysitting now? Oh, okay. You know what, y'all? Let me grab my food because y'all messy, and we're going to get into this. Let me go sit down over this table here. Okay? The son was a piece of work going back and forth. You got locked up. We had to bail you out. And then we had to go get your dogs and pay for the dogs. And the dogs was obviously haven't seen the vet, because the vet done charged them $3,500 at the vet. And now they keeping the dog. Well, after I don't have to give a vet $3,500, that dog would probably be staying with me too. So they have 2 children. They came into the marriage they each had a child already. She had Lance, and he had, what's little mama name? Alexis. Okay, they call her Lexi. And then they had the 2 children together. Okay, and Lexi came with her husband. She needed her husband there. Because there's some dynamics there. And Lexi told him, y'all can film this show. Now, I'm paraphrasing what was in her head, y'all. This is not exactly what was said. She's like, yo, okay, y'all want to film this show and have a family dinner? I'll come to the family dinner. But y'all going to tell the truth. That was her opportunity to tell them, if y'all going to do this, we're going to do this right. Or sit here and tell the truth. But I ain't going to sit here and lie for y'all in front of no cameras. Lexi is prepared to give us reality TV. And let me tell you what that scene reminded me of. It reminded me of, what's Candy group name? Escape. When the sisters went over to Mama house. And she told the cameras, get out. I know y'all was about to tell the truth up in here about some money being stolen. You thought we was just doing this scene. She told the cameras, get out my house. They tried to shut Lexi up. But y'all invited Lexi to the dinner, so she came. And next week, we're going to get to see the family business. That Daddy Chris, when he got with Nell, he ignored her. Nell want to talk about, we not a blended family, because they came in so young. She want to act like everything's all good in the hood. But Lexi feel like she's been ignored. And Lexi says she want the truth to come out. You ain't come back into my life till I was 28. Woo. Fletchers about to give us a show. Now listen, the Scotts wanted to take over Love and Marriage Huntsville. But they better get their life together, because they was on the TV with the foolery. The Fletchers is about to be Love and Marriage Huntsville. You better hold on tight. Leo, your thoughts?
Okay, me diving for the mute button. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep it real with the people.
Oh shoot, okay.
I just am not into the little ceremony with Mel. It's just not my gig. I may be a little hard-hearted. You know, I am that chick. I can't be that person. So I don't give 7 F's about this little ceremony. If it maybe the hey, look, the staff might have been, and the cast might have been invited and decided not to come, child, because I'm just not interested. I'm glad that she changed the name, but the whole ceremony and the gown and the preacher and the people saying the words, nah, it's a no for me. But I can appreciate everyone's view of the beauty and the song and how good the event was. I get it, but just anyway, not that pressed. And what was the second scene?
The second scene was the Fletchers in their dinner.
Oh, the dinner was the dinner was everything. That's when it got good. That's when it got good. I like the interaction between the family members and everybody looking like it's a beautiful family, right? It's a beautiful family. Yes, she must be a good cook because everybody came for the food. The young man who just went to jail, they paid the $6,000. In my family, the rule is if you need a bond, don't call us. That's the rule.
Oh, shoot. Oh, so you ain't taking no phone calls? Oh,
yes. So what happens is you can call my parents, and then the parents will call the other siblings and say, hey, your sibling is in the clink. You might need to come up with the money to get them out. Okay. So they not left there to rot, but you may not be able to rely on my parents to necessarily get you out. That's not their gig. They always say, you go to the clink, that's on you. So that's very good of them. Those are parents that really are looking out for their kids, but they kind of got the double-edged sword with that because he feel like it's a fair exchange. Where they do that at? So they paid for the dog at the vet $3,500. They had to put down a $6,000 bond, and then you sit at my table, eat my food, and then say, it's a fair exchange. In what way, sir? In what way? You paying the money back? You giving us the money?
Entitlement.
I don't understand. So these kids are something else, and I love the scene. I love the faces they was making, because sometimes it's not just all about the words that can be in a scene in reality TV. It's the facial expression sometimes that just be getting me. Like they was all looking like, we doing this? The cameras are here. Oh, we doing this? Oh, so we doing this. Okay, so we doing this. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And also the young lady that what she said was her niece. Yeah.
Oh, she was ready to give a show too. Yes, she was. Come on now. And cute, right?
Yes,
cute, honey. She ready to give a show. You better come on now.
These some beautiful children, right? And they came with their face beat. They all knew the cameras was gonna be there, so everybody came.
Yes, came ready. They came ready.
Yes. So I really enjoyed that dynamic, but I also figure whatever dirt Chris Fletcher has done in his life, he feel like he paying his penance with Nell Fletcher because he was quiet while she is rantless. She herding her cats in. You didn't tell me about this. You didn't tell me about that. I paid for the like she gathering them kids together. She gathering them together, and he is being quiet because the only thing he's saying is, "I'm eating my food, and it's y'all turn."
He's, in my opinion, said Chris knew better. Woo, child! No, they about to give us a show, and I want to see. Don't wait. I want to see when Lexi come back. Lexi got a word. E, you're up.
These two as parents, I see things completely different, but let me start with the nothingness first. This naming ceremony, yes, the optics look beautiful, the decorations were beautiful, all that money for nothing, because it was nothing more than a vanity project, which was attended by, who are these people? The 17 millimeters and the own camera crew. When I tell you when that camera flashed to the woman who was crying behind Vanessa Tracy, because that's Vanessa's last name, Tracy. When the camera flashed behind Vanessa Tracy, I said, if this lady don't quit her bullshit, quit her BS, the woman who was crying behind Melanie's mom, like she was at a funeral.
With the tissue.
Yeah, like she was at a funeral. It just made no sense that you're crying like Jesse Jackson just died. All because Melanie is going back to her maiden name. Are you kidding me? Like, and you would have thought that Melody would have invited all of the Rodgers family to this Sedity party. But there were only 2 other people from what the camera showed us, unless there were more. It was only 2 other people with the last name Rodgers who showed up. So if the name is so important to you, I would have thought you would have brought out the whole trailer park full of Rodgers. You wanted to honor the family name this badly. Where the family at? I mean, it just made no sense. And then Nasty Now later Nell goes up to Mel and plays damsel in distress again and says Martell came to bring over 2 bottles of wine to the house when I was by myself. Lady, are you crazy? Why are you setting up the scene like that? I was by myself. She was implying
She did say that. She did
Yes.
say that.
I was by myself, like it was 10 o'clock at night and the time done jumped forward and she couldn't see and Martell had a ski mask on. I mean, she made it seem like she was vulnerable and she was in danger. Mel is making a mockery out of real life DV situations and real life inequality, gender crimes. How do you have Martell scrambling out of your driveway trying to run for cover, screaming out his window, I love you, Nell, and you over here, you done held your own, now you running it back like it's Aladdin, you Princess Jasmine and he's Jafar. I can't with Nell. And then this last scene with this dinner, and this is going to be her name from now on, Nasty Now or Later Nell. She's so disgusting. The fact that you threw your niece under the bus this way, even if it is for entertainment, this is the same niece you boasted about raising. And who calls your husband Uncle Daddy? You love her so much, yet she got fired from her job due to not having proper child care. And whore, you own and manage an entire daycare center? What's going on here? You watch kids for a living, for the state. Something is not clicking here. This does not make any sense to me. None. And then
right, I didn't even catch that. You are correct. Why couldn't the little girl be there?
And then
I'm saying little girl, I don't even know what the gender the baby is.
It don't matter how old the child is. If you run a daycare center, that oldest girl can come up there and play Uno cards, anything. But you run a daycare after daycare center for children. So why didn't you help your niece? Why did she have to lose her employment? Especially if you say she's been struggling to keep employment. Why didn't you help her? So then the second thing that rubbed me the wrong way with Nasty Nell, she says, what did she say? Oh, I cooked this damn food for y'all. Listen, I don't want to come over to anybody's house to make it seem like they cooked dinner for me and they were doing me a favor. Like, who the hell wants to come over and deal with that type of attitude when you're eating? Eating is something so personal, and there's a spiritual thing that goes along with that. You're digesting something, and I got to sit there and endure this. I can't even enjoy my food with something like that. No freaking way. And then she said, to the niece who she loves so much, girl, you got a new job yet? Are you going to keep it? Like, she's just talking down to this person and berating them and just being so condescending. And it just felt like she was saying anything to put this child down just to big herself up. I didn't like it at all. I think Nell is a horrible person inside based off of what we saw on Saturday. And I know that her kids love her. I am sure of that. But I am also for certain they can't stand her personality sometimes. And I know that they can't because I can't. And when Chris Jr., this was the nail in the coffin for me, when Chris Jr. said he doesn't talk to his father about what he is going through and how he is feeling and what is going on in his life, when a son says something like that about his father in front of his father and mother, that relationship has experienced a breakdown way before this son's arrest. Because if my daughter said something like that to me, I would be crushed. I'd be crushed.
Yeah.
Clearly, this son is detached. And to add insult to injury for Nell to say he owes us a lot of money and he's not getting the dog back until we get our money. I mean, she's talking like this is one of her employees at the daycare center. He doesn't have the $6,000, so you're not getting the money. He still has to subsidize his lifestyle annually. Then you're talking about $6,000. That big old house y'all living in, call that a wash. You're not getting the money. If you're holding on to the dogs for that sole purpose, you might as well sell those damn dogs because he ain't got it. And I don't see it as entitlement. I see a bunch of kids sitting at that table who were raised on autopilot, who now have no respect for these parents as authority figures. Because just like you mentioned, Diva, that girl said in that on the preview for the next episode, you haven't been in my life until I turned 28 years old with her white husband. And kudos to that. I was happy to see it. But I don't think all these kids are lying about feeling abandoned, even if it's in an emotional sense, because maybe they took care of them financially. I'm willing to bet money, but there was a physical and emotional absence of parenting which took place. And now this is what the outcome looks like. You missed time. You missed it.
Yeah. And now it's gone. And she even said to the son, you used to call me. Now you don't even call me no more.
Yeah. So don't worry about that $6,000. You need to just call that a wash and let him bond it. Let his woman get him out of jail next time. But give him back his dog so he don't got to complain about nothing else.
Woo.
Well,
there it is. Boom. Juanita, your thoughts?
Okay. I got to take a breath a minute after E. Those are some good points.
Oh, God.
Okay. Okay. On Melanie's scene, I think the dress was beautiful. She was beautiful. I think it was a beautiful ceremony after all that she's been through. So I had to give her props on that. I think the speech was nice that her mom gave. And I think Nell was messy for coming in there because that wasn't the time or the place for her to come and bring up something about Martell. She just should have just left that long for another day. Let's see, what was the second scene? The dinner table. Mel was already on 10, not Mel, but Nell was already on 10 because she had started fussing before, everything, before they all got seated. She started in on her niece and was saying that her niece, they tell Fletcher stuff more than what they do her. And they explained to us because she's always on 10. So when they sat down at the dinner table, and she went to talking to the son about the money and the dogs and all, well, hey, that showed how she can get from 0 to 100. And so I guess the kids just, they know how she is and they wasn't going to be phony. Everybody was, ready and was there for the camera. They were camera ready, all of them. So they just dropped the bomb and just let everybody know what was going on and, stuff that they try to pretend was so lovey-dovey and all, and it just wasn't like that. And I'm like, with the grandbaby, well, why couldn't she go to the daycare? That's something to think about. You got a whole big daycare there, and your daughter losing jobs because she don't have anybody to care for the baby. I mean, what kind of grandma is that? Unless there's something wrong with y'all's relationship that's not being told. So,
or something wrong with the daycare, because somebody in the chat just said, would you like to know the deets behind the daycare situation? Can you please hit the link and come tell us? Pacino rules, please. Sorry, Miss Juanita, go ahead.
That's okay, because I want to know. Being a grandmother myself, I'll do everything I could to keep my grandchildren so that my child can keep a job. So yeah, I want to know what's going on. What's the problem? Why couldn't?
I told you to check that LinkedIn. You won't listen to me.
Huh? Oh, you talking to me or Diva? In my opinion,
everybody that want to know about the daycare, check that LinkedIn.
Okay, where's the link?
I'll go to it. Go ahead, finish up, Juanita.
Okay,
that's a social media.
Oh, okay. But that's all I got to say. I mean, everything. And then when the daughter flared up, now that's really something. I mean, he pretended that they was all in lovey-dovey and all, but then she said he didn't even come into her life until she was 28. So, hey, that's another bomb that was dropped. So that's it for me.
Thank you.
A lot of bombs were dropped.
A lot of bombs were dropped. The Don, you're up.
These last two scenes are really telling of poor parenting.
Ooh.
And waiting until it's too late to try to give 7 and 8-year-old advice to grown people.
Ooh, let me sit up. Come on now. Ooh.
First of all, I would like to say Nell looked extremely beautiful.
She did.
At her wedding to herself.
Thank you. Wedding.
She looked amazing.
I cannot with you, Don.
But what I did not understand was her mom giving her a spiel and a speech about her name and what her lineage meant and how important her family was and how important she is when she's 40 years old. You're supposed to instill those things into your child when they are a child, how important they are, how they should take care and honor themselves, their family lineage and the history of their family, how much it means to be a Rodgers. Not wait until they've been through hell and high water and back again to the mountaintop and to the valley low, Pastor Rodgers, and then tell her when she's divorced how important her name is. No, teach those foundational things when they're a child, not when they're divorced. You waited too late, Mom, Pastor Rodgers.
See,
no, those are foundational things. Those are elementary things. This lady's graduated college. You waited too late. I don't know if you did that for the cameras, but that speech was trash. And everybody in the camera, everybody was trying to cry. I'm like, can I see a tear? Just one. And I didn't see one tear on that camera. I'm like, do it for the gram. Please, somebody drop one tear. Male trying to cry. All of the people, well, not all, there was only 20 people there, but everybody that they zoomed in on trying to cry. Nobody shedded one tear. Like, y'all putting on for this camera. Stop. She looked good, but y'all ain't got to act like y'all crying. The ceremony is not that important. It's for TV. Let's get real, y'all. But Nell coming up to her to tell her what I just learned that Martell is my frat. Oh Jesus. I just learned. When Nell came up to her and told Nell about the conversation that she had with Martell, she's a pot stirrer. She's the bone collector. Like somebody said, producers have put a battery in her back to let her know you're going to be here for a while if you just do X. And I think that's what she's doing. And mission accomplished. And that it was even though it was, her wedding to herself, it was still no place for, that to happen. You could have waited until she took herself on her honeymoon and got back and then told her. But then the next scene with the clumps, let me tell you, this scene was TV gold.
It was.
I said, how can you expect these kids to come in and respect you when, again, you haven't given them foundational information when they were kids, and now you're trying to get them to respect you when they 28, 29, 26. No, they're going to talk to you like you are in on the street because that's how you raise them, not to respect you. When the kid said, when the son said, you ain't been my daddy, because you won't. You was out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Bruh, Chris Sr., he's telling on you. When the niece daughter, said, why you expect me to call you when you've treated me like trash? You fired me. I'm not going to be calling you like I used to. And when I do call you, you talk to me, you treat me like trash. Yeah. I'd rather call my uncle daddy.
Uncle daddy.
And talk to him, because you don't know how to talk to me as an adult woman. You still think I'm a child. She wasn't ready for that. She thought she was going to have a good old reality produced scene. No, but this was real reality. These were conversations that happened at the Thanksgiving table.
Come on now.
And she wasn't ready for that. That's why she got pissed.
Yeah,
because she wanted her family to come across as the Huxtables. But that ain't what we got. But when they left, and it just told me that it told me that these people went through a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more to explore with the Fletchers. And the Fletchers can take out the Scotts. We don't need the Scotts anymore. Let's explore the Fletchers and their kids, because there's a lot of information with this family that we can go deeper and deeper, the generations.
I want to organic, and it's not manufactured, Don. That's Absolutely. What I see.
Yeah.
And the Don is right, because we didn't even see Kimmy and Maurice this entire episode.
The entire episode.
Yep. And I want to hear from that first wife. I want to hear from Lexi mom.
Right. Me too. Yep.
And Nell's first husband, if it was a husband, let's get him on too.
Lance was kind of laid back and quiet though. For right now, from what we've seen. Lance was laid back. So Lance and Lexi, and it's funny that it's her name was actually Alexis. So it was Lance and Lexi were, prior to the marriage, and then they got the two that came during the marriage. Ooh, it's a lot of dynamics there. In my opinion. Are you there?
Okay, so let's talk about Mel. First of all, I like it that she could get a name that her mama ain't even got. Don't get it. Carry on the lineage until the next man you meet, and you have to change your name yet again. But whatever floats your boat. I see she still ain't changed it on Instagram, so that's just how much she cared about her name being changed. I thought the scene was boring. It didn't give me nothing. It was very lackluster. Again, Nell doing what she do best, starting up mess. Okay, she happy when she starting up mess. At the dinner scene, I am here for Alexis. I hope she add it all out. I'm not for sure how much they're gonna show of the airing of it out, but I hope she airs it all out so y'all can really see what Chris and Nell is like.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Oh, you're saying there's more to their story. Dr. Love, you're up.
Okay, yes, I'm kind of on the fence with everything, but I would say for Mel, y'all know I love Mel, but there's some buts. I'm gonna say the good stuff first. The scene was beautiful. She was beautiful. Everything was just super beautiful. But then there was confusion with me. And I was like, is it my age? Is it me? What is it? Because I'm like, this almost seemed like a wedding. And then where the confusion came in, I'm like, I didn't know nowadays that they do name change ceremonies. I was already surprised about what it is when they have the kids, and it's like
the gender review party.
Oh, the gender review parties. I was confused about that. So I'm just like, is this my age, or do they do this now? Is there the new, because I know the divorce parties came and now it's a name change, gender reveals. I'm just feeling old. So that's what I felt about that. And then Nell coming to her, that was a battery put in her back because Nell ain't even almost know what to say. She was stuttering and well, and da 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 da. She just wasn't even ready for real for the garbage. I feel like she would have told her and wanted to tell her, but she wouldn't have told her at that moment. She wouldn't have told her at that moment. So that was part of the, Carlos. Now, Neil, you here now? Let's get something popping. So that's that. Yeah, she looks so beautiful on there.
Mhm.
So, and then with that table or the family function. Now that having a blended family, whoo, that's a lot. Um, my first cousin has a blended family. That's how I know a lot about it. And that other mother and that other father plays a huge role in all of this drama that's going on within this blended family. So that's one thing. So I would like that to come out before I start judging on what's going on. That son to me have some major entitlement, but you don't get that entitlement without the parents giving it to you 90% of the time. So so I feel like Neil need to give them dogs back, and especially if she don't want them. I don't know if I feel like her and Fletcher are empty nesters and they want them dogs. Like I didn't get the real feel of that. Do y'all want these boy dogs or do y'all not want these dogs? Because if you don't want them, get them dogs back. And then I do feel like the Fletchers have came to replace somebody. And I remember in one of the scenes, Fletcher, the husband, he was saying how he closed all these properties. Then come to find out, Kimmy and them closed the properties for them. So I don't like that real good stuff is being shown. All this trash about y'all not having sex being shown, and that's trash. Why you didn't show these 8 closings y'all have done for these Fletchers, okay, or for him? So I don't. So yeah, it is more stuff can be showed for them, but I do feel like they came here to replace somebody. Like I feel like they brought Stormi on here to replace somebody too, but Stormi didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
I feel like it's time for her to exit left, for many reasons. So did we talk about the Stormi scene?
Yeah.
With her and the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't say anything about that. I do feel like it got really, really bad for her. I want to say with Stormi and that business. I feel like it got really bad for her. And I feel like for sure it was a family member. I don't know if it was that cousin she didn't want to send back to jail. I don't know who signed her name, but whoever it was, I do feel like it was a first cousin and somebody very close to her. That she, I guess, didn't take action, and they had to pay a lot of money in a court system not to lose things. And I believe it's not under Canvas Beauty, it's actually under whatever that corporation name is under, however the lawyers hit her. So I believe the lawsuit is under there. So I do feel bad for her. But the Fletchers, I just want to watch them because they are raw. And I feel like each one of them gonna have a chance to say something, because the niece, like you say, she was giving them facial expressions like, is it my turn yet, auntie? Because I get raw with you. Is it my turn? Like she was giving that body language. So, and I think Neil was telling it ain't your turn yet. So, and then everybody was looking beautiful, but that husband, somebody didn't give him the memo that they was coming on camera, because that husband was looking messy to me. Like the hair, the clothes, yeah. Somebody didn't give him the memo. So yeah, it's like he just like I thought we was just coming over.
I think that's just him, and that's just his look. And it's like, this is what it is, whatever. I think he knew he was coming, and he was just going to support his wife. He was being a supportive husband, and he, wasn't about the TV. But you could tell it wasn't really about the TV either for Lexi. I think it was about, you know what? If I get an opportunity to get my truth out there, I'm gonna go there. That's what I'm gonna do.
And I think they're gonna let her.
Huh?
I think. Oh no, that's the daughter. I thought you were talking about the niece. Yeah, I think these two scenes is the daughter getting hers out. I think that niece gonna get a little loose too. Yeah, because she give me that vibe. Yeah, I switched jobs and I'm 20. What?
Right.
Know, like she
Right.
give me those type of vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just
we about to get a show. We gonna get
yes.
a show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my feelings. Yes.
Thank you. And where am I now? Everybody. Oh, Dustin, any thoughts? Are you there, Dustin? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
I do want to say that I haven't been able to catch up on these episodes because my computer broke down, but I did catch part of it. But I'm a part of it.
Oh.
I did catch a little bit of it, but I didn't have a choice to. I did miss a lot of these programs, and it's not my fault that my computer broke down. So I'm kind of behind. But I do think that this show is getting better. The show is getting better on these programs, and I do think that she's going to bring it this season.
Yeah.
I really do like the show. Next week I'll be more prepared, Dave. I do apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's okay. We're glad that you're back and that you got your computer and that all is well. Totally appreciate you. Listen, we're getting a show this season. We're definitely getting a show.
Yes.
I'm sorry, whoever said that. But I do think that this season has probably been the most interested out of all of them. That this season has really brought it for me. And this was different. This was different than what I said at the very beginning. But they have really brought it in the last several weeks. But I can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings. And I'll be more prepared next week.
Not a problem. Thank you, Dustin. Yes, they are definitely giving it to us. So listen, guys, that's it. That's Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I said, giving us the show. Tomorrow night, I will be doing trending topics, and I got to figure out how to narrow this thing down because there's so many hot things to talk about on the street. But I can't do this because y'all ain't gonna have me on this thing for 5 hours, okay? So I got to see how I'm gonna narrow it down. But we got stuff to talk about, okay? Don't forget, if you out there and you on the Tasha K app, give me a little briefing about how this Brother Bilal went. But I think Brother Bilal stuck his foot in his mouth. Every celebrity now, when they see him, they're going to go to the left because one thing celebrities do not like, they don't like people out there telling their business.
He left the
Kiss and tell.
Diva.
Kiss and tell.
He's not here. He left the country.
Oh, he left the country?
Yeah, he was afraid before.
I heard that too.
He knew he was going to tell the business, right? Because he got a book coming out. But what he did was he left the country because he felt like there was going to be a price on his head to stay here if he was going to open up the Will Smith and the Jada and them business. Because he tried to blackmail them, right? He tried to tell them, okay, so when Will did the book, I'm going to say it real quick. Will did the book.
You take your time,
Will did the book. They wanted his input in the book for the stuff that happened back in the days. He gave his input and they gave him a price. He said he didn't like the price. He wanted more money. Well, then they flipped the script on him and said, you an employee, you need to do what we say. You need to do it how we do it because we can hurt you if you don't. And he got offended. He did not like it. And he told them, if you want what I got to keep quiet, you're going to have to pay me money. And they refused to do that. And so he said, well, I can get you where it really hurt. Because they said they was going to crush him. He said, well, go ahead on and do it because I can get y'all where it really hurt. And he packed up his things and he left the country. And since that book, with Will's first book, he's been plotting on trying to get them together. And he left the country to do it. He came back into the country only to do Tasha K's interview. There's a man named Andre that's got a podcast, and he did his podcast where he was at. But he came back into the country to do the Tasha K.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And when he said, and I didn't hear the Tasha K, but I heard this Andre podcast, and he told all a business, all the things, what Jada was doing, male, female, the parties, the stuff you sell your soul for in the Hollywood. He told all the business in this part, and I can't remember that man's full name, but his name was Andre, and he's not a popular YouTuber, but so it's not popular enough, so he had to get with Tasha K to get somebody that's really popping.
And they claim he got real receipts.
And he got them on a website. So the Andre man had a link in his description where, and I'm sure it's behind a paywall where you can pay and then you can see the real receipts he claimed he has.
But what's his end game though?
Right.
I heard about this.
You gotta go live. If you gotta go live outside of the country, what's your end game?
Yeah. Did you think about it?
You probably didn't, right? Because my thing is though, what he's not understanding. You think you just destroying Real and Jada, but you're destroying yourself too. You know how they
he did not come from that angle. The angle he came from, and I know it's BS. I'm just reporting what I heard.
Right. No,
but Eva, you better watch Tasha K. Unwind with Tasha K tonight too, because somebody else dropped some receipts too.
And so what he said is that, well, I'm doing you a favor, and because you are under the thumb of the industry, because you holding all these secrets. What do you say his name is? Brother Bilal. Brother Bilal says that the secrets has been bounding him so much that he can't sleep at night. So he gonna set the secrets free, and in turn gonna free Will from the secrets.
Because if he can't sleep at night, no, baby. If he can't sleep at night, that means that he was engaging with, allegedly Will too. Because why is that burdening you when somebody else is doing?
Child, that's what the man said. It don't make no sense to me. It ain't clicking in my brain, but I work on the left side of my brain sometimes, and it just don't click for me, but it might click for somebody else. But that's what he said.
So you stayed in there 40 years, but you couldn't sleep at night?
That's what because of Will's secrets, not because of his secrets, because of somebody else's secrets.
Somebody else's secrets. So you stayed somewhere 40 years that was making you lose sleep at night. And you never thought to yourself, let me get out of this, because the first night I couldn't sleep. I got to go because I need my sleep. So you was 40 years deep. And those secrets were bothering you, and the secrets didn't start adding up. Listen, do I think that all of those, and I'm not saying what type of, do they have wild parties? Yes. I think when people have a certain amount of money, it's like they could get everything they want, and it's almost like what's left. And I feel like they start wilding out and experimenting and having these parties, and they all getting down with the get down. It's been alleged wild parties with Diddy, alleged wild parties with that one. So that to me ain't nothing foreign. But my thing is, what is his point?
Right. What type of money did he want? That's what I want to know. What type of money did you want to keep you quiet and to have you start back sleeping? That's what I want to know. That
part. You just like that guy with what's his name? The comedian. Remember his friend tried to blackmail him, and his butt ended up going to jail because Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was like, well, you go ahead and tell it, but he ended up jamming that guy up, and that guy went to jail for trying to blackmail Kevin Hart because he wanted to tell all his secrets. They all got secrets. Okay, because
no, we all got secrets. We all that's not.
We all. That's right.
Come on.
Right, we all. Right, but there's is probably a little more salacious, right?
Right.
But I think that's what it is, and because with Kevin Hart with that accident that almost took him out of here. It was alleged with a girl sitting on a lap and a 2-seater and all kind of stuff going on. But it's just insane. I don't know what his end game was. Listen, I even told friends that, depending upon what issue you having on the job, I'm not going to tell nobody nothing crazy. But sometimes I'm like, let that go. Because what's your end game? What's your end game?
And like I used to tell people on the job too, that's not my business. Do I know about it? Perhaps. I'm not going to confirm or deny.
That
but
part.
It's not my business. It's not my business. And I encourage you to handle only tend to the business that pay you on this job. And that's my advice. Y'all can take it or leave it. That's what I would tell them.
That part.
Right. He should have took that money and had several seats and waited for the next payday.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you why I would never pay nobody, because see, it would never end. So go ahead, tell your story. Tell wherever it is you want to tell about me, tell it. Because you know what? Once you pay them, they're going to always keep coming back.
No, I'm saying whatever Will them offered him for that book. Yeah, he just should have took it. He should have took it and knew Will probably was going to offer him more money for the next book or something.
But Dr. Love, he didn't like the way they treated him. See, he felt like they was treating him like an employee, and he did not like the way the handlers of Jada, specifically, he is angry at the way Jada treated him, and he says this. But he's not clear on, was it Jada handler specifically or was it Jada? But he kept saying Jada. And he's trying to protect Will from Jada, and Jada is not having his best interest because she came through and decided certain things that he wanted, she would not allow.
Oh, well, you 40 years in.
He's protecting Will, but you tell the story of Will being bent over. Go sit down somewhere.
Right. Yeah. And you 40 years in, and Jade ain't just start handling you like this.
That part.
My thing is, where are the NDAs?
That part, Dadon.
Okay, they tried to get him to sign an NDA even when he started getting a kerfuffle and he started to make accusations. They tried to get him to sign an NDA and he would not do it.
Because they was a day late and $1 short.
Yes.
But see, what happens is they all started out as friends, right? Because that's a long time. 40 years is a long time. So they all started out as friends. And I think that's why, I'm sure later on with other people, they got an NDA. But I think with him, because he started out legit probably as friends.
Girl, let me tell you this little piece too. I heard this. I'm going to tell y'all this. And oh my God. He says that Will and Jada set up the staff and the assistants, right? When they first get there, they make them go to rehab. And even if they got a problem or not, they got it on the books that they go to rehab. Then they set them up to steal things like wallets and stuff out their property on camera. So if they do go and talk, they got footage of them and say, okay, this person is slimy because look what we got on them. And they set them up to do that. And the people agree to it knowingly. That's what the man said.
I heard that too. But you know what though? Then foolish.
Somebody set you up to steal a wallet.
You know, well, see, first of all, if they sending you to rehab and they're paying for it, then you're gonna be documented as some type of addiction, right? Because what else do you go to rehab for, right? So they're trying to set you up as you came in like they just so charity, they're going to take on like alcohol and drug addicts or whatever, right? So that way, if you ever do tell their business, they're going to put out there that you're going to believe this person, this alcoholic, drug addict, whoever. And then when we go dig up the information, you're going to have on record that you did a stint in the rehab. I heard that story that he said. But listen, if someone agrees to do that, then they're a little foolish too. I'm not expected to be about no celebrity.
Because you're not going to get me to steal nothing, because that's not my gig. I don't care. I don't care what you offering. I don't care anything. I don't care if I'm on the street living under a cardboard box up under the bridge. You is not getting ready to get me to steal nothing on camera. So, man, stop that. I don't even, whatever.
Yeah, but where's your morals and values that you will go check in a rehab and put some on your record for life, not knowing if you about to have this job for life with them?
That part. It's a lot. He's running his mouth. He's saying a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
But you know, they say when it rains, it pours. I'm gonna stick to see how this going out. But here's the thing too, not for nothing with Tasha K. You did this story. Why?
Right. Even though she claimed now she reached out to all of them to get their part of the story.
She always does that with every story though.
But the thing is, I'm trying to understand her logic too. Where is your lawyers? What is your thought process? You messing with real money now. You ain't messing with no Cardi B money. Nope, nope, nope.
Well, allegedly, she didn't reach out to him until today.
But you know what? Forget about the reach out for a minute. Why do this story?
Right.
Because even if she reached out,
Views.
why would Jada and Will reply to Tasha K?
That part, E.
Who is she that the Hollywood elite, Black Hollywood elite, would respond to a Tasha K with her reputation for lying?
Well,
because even if someone would reply to Tasha, her credibility is so shot, people would be afraid to speak with her because they'd be afraid she's going to be A, recording the conversation, and B, twisted anyway. So it's no response they could have gave that would have made the situation any better because she was going to run the story regardless.
I thought the one did respond back to her.
Who?
The one that she just said on her live, the one that was married to Tisha Campbell.
She said nobody got back with her. She said, but Tisha just lost her dad. Somebody she just lost. But she said nobody responded to her yet. But it was open communication. She's reached out to everybody.
Yeah, I thought he said he was not going to respond back to her.
True. But it's around the holidays. I think, in my opinion, just said somebody's parent just passed away. You don't know what people are, and I'm not fussing at you. I'm just mad at Tasha for even putting that out there because a lot of people.
I'm interested though, Diva. So you say why put the story out there? So what's your thought process? Your thought process, if Bilal would have came to you and said, "Look, I got this hot tea." What is your thought process in not accepting?
No, thank you.
She gonna be sued?
No, not even about being sued. No, thank you. There's even stories that are out there that is hot on the block in YouTube, and I sit back and I'm like, am I going to do this? Like, do I want to go down this road, right? And even with all the phone calls with the Shirley Strawberry story, right? Somebody was like, I could give you the phone calls in sequence. I don't want them. Like, so there's some things I will tap in and I'll do a story on it, but I'm not doing 20 stories on it.
Because you're not that invested.
That and it's like, okay, do I really like what do I want to go down this road for, right? So my thing is really the only sensational thing about this story is something that has been swirling around. I'm not going to ignore the fact that this story about Dwayne Martin and Will Smith have been swirling around for decades, right? So my thing is, the sensationalism of the sexuality of it all, what's the point? So you just want to hurt people. And when she came out her own mouth the other day, claiming she's in her Zen moment, and I'm paraphrasing, right? She loved Cardi B. She don't want to hurt people. She did this whole spiel, and I said it here. I said it lightly because I know a lot of people sometimes they get triggered when I say things, right? I said it lightly. I said she's full of crap because she needs to apologize to about 100 other people, and the only reason why she's apologizing to Cardi B is because she don't want to pay that bill. Right? Yeah. I said she needed to name about 100 other people.
You did.
You really did. In her Zen moment. So we know for a fact now that you ain't in no Zen moment because here it is. You know that is a hurtful story. You could have passed on it. You are Tasha K. And literally, so today she did a live. I didn't see it all. When I left the live, she was almost 12K deep of people.
That's right. When I left, it was 10,000.
12K deep of people watching. So you are Tasha K. So no matter what Tasha K does, when she turned on that camera and does a live, and the lowest I seen lately in her chat was about 3,000-4,000. That's no joke.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's doing, because I told somebody before, we all do the same stories. We do. KeKe is the story now, right? You can type in KeKe and every blogger has a story on KeKe Palmer. True. We all do the same story, so people connect to who they connect to. So this girl still, no matter what she does, no matter how crazy she is, fighting in the streets, people, whether it's phony or real, people already know that she is who she is. But guess what? She still got people deep in her chat. So my thing is, you didn't have to do this story. You didn't. So why do it? Why? So you do it for what? Because first you put it on your paywall channel, right? Which is $12 a month, right? So even if
13, $12.99.
yeah, even if you get, because people know you're dropping this video, right?
$15.99 now. She raised it.
Yeah, but even if you get, let's say 12,000, 10,000 people that just sign up today so they could see that, right? And they already paid that for the month. The end game, what is it? What is it if they drop it off next month? What does this mean to you, girl? Now, let me tell you, the way people love her, she could simply do a GoFundMe. And I promise you, she will probably get a good amount of funds. It will give something towards that bill. Because the people still love her. They love her. If she did a GoFundMe, they would give her something. She would raise some money. So, but you rather go and continue to do the foolery of this. Why? Why? This story, something things is going to come out anyway. Now, listen, if TMZ dropped the story, if Page 6 dropped the story, then okay, I'll do the story. You understand what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. But if this man come to me and just want to do this story, no, I'm good. I'm good. We ain't doing all that.
She doing it for the fame. It's the fame. It gotta be
the infamy, girl. The infamy.
It gotta be. It gotta be the fame. Because anybody asked herself, what is the game? What is the game behind it? What is the true game? And it is turned into the new Wendy Williams. Oh, okay.
But see, the thing she's missing with the Wendy Williams did it in a way until towards her latter years. She did it in a way that it was cheeky. Like, yeah,
it was cheeky. It was funny. It was fun shade. Mm-hmm. You know, she mixed it in.
The money and the lawyers behind her.
No, you talking about Wendy Williams?
Yep, she had.
No. In the beginning, Wendy Williams ain't had the lawyers behind her. She had Kevin Hunter.
Yeah, not in the beginning.
Let me tell you something. The industry during those Wendy Williams days, they was petrified of Kevin Hunter. They was petrified.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody touched Wendy Williams because of Kevin Hunter. And speaking of that, I wonder how she's doing. But listen, guys, I guess we had a mini trending topics, but trending topics is tomorrow. And I will just say this. I don't know what she's trying to do here. I don't know, but I would say this. I think wrong road. And I also think that this brother Bilal, I think that he might have thought it. I don't think he thought it was going to go this way. I think he thought the sensationalism of it all, people was going to be different. I really don't think he thought it was going to go this way. I don't. And I don't think Tasha did either in a lot of ways. The people was blacking out.
I don't think he thought they was going to sue him. So this word goes bad, because even if they don't sue you, Tasha K, they're going to sue him, like his whole life about to be messed up. So yeah, it's bad no matter what. It's just going to be bad.
The thing is, though, how do you prove it's a lie?
That's what I was going to say. Like, don't they have to prove that he was lying in order to,
I really feel like it's more about the pressure, right?
No, he gonna have to prove that he's telling the truth.
Excuse me. It was more about the pressure as far as we're talking about the end of it when it comes to discovery. I don't think that their lawyers will allow, I'm talking about Will and Jada, will allow it to get to discovery part. That's far into, because Emmanuel is the attorney here. So it'll take a while, but the pressure first of the 20-30 lawyers that Jada and Will have is going to bring about the pressure to him.
It's going to break him. It's going to break him mentally and financially. I got you. Okay. I get
emotionally, everything. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
He
don't got that type of money.
Yeah. To keep on answering little bitty things back for the courts, you don't got that money for lawyers. And yeah, they will break them.
No, you're right. Okay, there you go. You stopped that for me. You are correct. Because Tasha K even said that back and forth with Cardi B, that was breaking her. That was breaking
It's about to be unwind with Jada in a minute, because Jada was serious about that thing when I saw her on the Shade Room.
Oh wow!
And she took it all the way black. She missed her whole words and grammar. She said, "We suing," like straight up Baltimore. We suing.
Yeah.
Tasha had learned her lesson yet.
Oh wow, with Jada.
She haven't learned her lesson yet.
Did she though? It was cute. I'm trying to find it for you. Yeah. She ain't playing.
She said, "Oh wow, with Jada." Who said that? Was that E?
That was
Because
E.
you know
E clever.
She just got lawsuits all over the place because R. Kelly suing her too, and then the feds out there.
R. Kelly needs to go have several seats.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you though. He may be a hot mess, but these employees that keep leaking information is not right. Even with this Shirley Strawberry, that should have never been leaked. I do think they need to get a hold of these employees and these people that are leaking information that should not be leaked. I think it's wrong. Now, listen, he's where he belongs, but her doing something like that is these stupid technicalities that can get these people out of jail. You see that Bill Cosby got out of jail over a technicality. Stop leaking information. This is not a joke.
That part.
Hi, Miss Pinkett. You look fantastic.
All right, good to see you. We gotta go with black traffic.
Oh, we gotta go with black. I'm sorry. What do you say about the allegations? There's like, so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We sue it. I know that's right. Thank you, Miss Pinkett.
But the reporter was being shady. It's Miss Pinkett Smith, not Miss Pinkett. Miss Pinkett Smith.
Well, that chick said we suing.
We suing.
You only had 2 words for him. That's we suing.
And she told them twins. You did see them twins standing there? They was sharp. They was twins. They was trying to speak to Jada. They was waiting for Jada to come out. Jada said, "I'm sorry, I got to go." And she was on the phone. She probably was on the phone with Will. She said she was telling Will, like she normally had to, "Don't worry, I got this."
And you know what?
No, she was on the phone with Judge Judy.
You know, you said that she's sticking by her man because what they got a partnership. Holla.
Yeah, that's what he said. They said bad marriage for life, and they meant it. No, come on, look at the twins. Y'all see them? That's twins right there. They tried to talk to her.
Oh my God, certainly.
Yeah, they
sharp too.
Yeah, they sharp. They was waiting for Jada to come out, but Jada said she got to go.
What do you say about the allegations? There's like, so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We sue it. I know that's right. Thank you.
She ain't got time. She get ready to
I know that's right.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
I hope they want the Jesse Smollett twins.
What you say?
I said, I hope they want the Jesse Smollett twins. That's the first thing I thought.
No, they not, because those guys are bigger. I cannot with y'all. Listen, hashtag we suing.
We suing. Shoot.
That's it.
Hashtag unwind with Jada.
Yeah.
Hey, she done lost the red table talk. She get ready to get the unwind.
Okay. Yeah, she better be unwinding. She finna have 1 million subscribers. They're gonna take that little behind the paywall too.
Oh, good God. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.